Welcome back, everyone, to TV5 News at 9. It is time now for Aging in Style with American Retirement Advisors. And joining us now is President and owner Joe Vitale. Joe, it's always good to see you. Thanks for calling in. How are you?
Doing great, Blake. Good morning. How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for calling in this morning. So before we get started, of course, those at home, grab your phones, scan the QR code that you see on your screen, and you can subscribe right to his newsletter, Financial Vitals, to stay up to date on financial news and market updates. So today's topic, very timely, retirement and taxes. So Joe, we are in tax season. True or false? Transitioning into retirement means people won't have to pay taxes anymore, right?
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, wishful thinking. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, I'll wait till, put everything in pre-tax, then when I retire, I'll pay no tax. Well, we got news for you. A lot of people don't realize they're going to pay a lot of tax. They have this ticking time bomb called their 401k or IRA that they haven't touched. And if they don't do it the right way, they're going to could pay even more taxes in retirement if they're not careful.
Yeah, definitely don't want to pay more than you have to. So how is the amount of taxes people pay in retirement calculated?
Well, you got to look at it. A lot of times people, if they're getting Social Security, that's not taxable if you're under a certain income level of 25 to 45,000, depending. You're going to pay tax on up to 50% of your Social Security, or up to 85% of your Social Security will be taxable, depending on your income. So if a pension comes in, or you're pulling money from your IRA or 401k, or if you have earned income, a lot of times people still are earning income part-time, or they say, oh, I've got my investments, but it's not a big deal, or my CDs. Well, you're pulling income. You're going to get a 1099 from your CDs or from your mutual funds. So those are all going to go against your income, which could potentially make your Social Security taxable. A lot of people don't realize that.
All right, good to know. Why would you say is a Roth IRA so important when considering taxes, and how does it affect the amount of money that people are actually taxed on?
Well, the Roth IRA is great because it grows tax-free and it comes out tax-free. And a lot of people don't realize that. Everybody's been taught, which, is great, put money in your 401 like crazy, bank it away like crazy. That's great. However, if you're in a lower tax bracket, a 12% tax bracket, my gosh, why do that when you could put it into a Roth, which down the road is going to be fully tax-free? So a lot of people say, well, I won't worry about it. When I retire, I'll be in a lower tax bracket. Sometimes that's true, but we're seeing a lot of people coming into retirement with huge IRAs and 401ks, and they're blown away with how much tax they're going to have to pay.
Yeah, I can only imagine that for sure. American Retirement Solutions offers a tax calculator which can analyze potential tax savings in retirement, which, sounds great. So just tell us a little bit how it works and what people need to do that.
There's a QR code. It can also go right to my website. There's a little bit of how much tax will you pay in retirement. You click on that link either way, and that will take you right to a calculator. You put in what your IRA or 401k is, and it will tell you what your potential tax savings would be long term by converting to a Roth. Because you have to look at this is you're going to get this money and you're going to pay tax on this money at your current tax base. Then you might have to take your required minimum distributions, you might reinvest them, or you might leave them to a beneficiary. But when you look at over time, the tax on it is going to be crazy. And if you can pay it up front over maybe a few years, you could potentially save, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of taxes. And people don't realize it, and it's crazy to see it really in black and white, what it looks like.
Yeah, wow, okay. And can you suggest, I guess, why people should think about options for long-term care?
Yeah, for sure. Long-term care, if you think about it, over 70% of people are going to need it one way, shape, or form over their life. I think long-term care is a great thing, but unfortunately, right, when everybody looks at it, they're like, oh, it's too expensive. I don't want to look at it. I'll never need it, right? And then all of a sudden they're paying $6,000, $7,000 a month in assisted living, and heaven forbid a nursing home is $10,000 to $15,000. So I think it's something everybody needs, but there are options for it. You want to look at long-term care hybrid options where, if you don't use it, at least your beneficiaries are going to get the money. You don't throw it out the window. So it's a way to say, hey, I know I have a potential need down the road, but there's an efficient way to do that without breaking the bank and with making sure I don't throw money out the window.
And Joe, can you suggest any certain ways to pay for long-term care tax-free?
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing holds true with that. A lot of times when you've got that, you're finding out, definitely give us a call or let us know. There's a book that we can send you to. And I love this book. It shows a lot of different strategies. But one of the strategies is with different types of life insurance and different types of strategies, you can actually take money out tax-free to pay for long-term care. And if you don't use it, it goes to your beneficiaries tax-free. So there's a way to pay, where you're putting money aside. And if you need it, you take it out tax-free. If you don't use it all, it goes to your beneficiaries tax-free. Great strategies to look at, and a lot of people aren't talking about. In the past, really wasn't such great solutions, but the industry has really come around and offering some great strategies for clients today.
Very good. Yeah, great information. Lots of things to consider this morning. Joe, anything else you would like to add?
Just give us a call or reach out to us. There's a lot of, right before, if you're a year or two before retirement or right in retirement, you definitely want to start looking at strategies right now. A lot of people kick that can down the road. We talk about the Roth conversions and the tax strategies, and before you know it, they got crazy tax situations. So there's easy fixes for this, but it's time consuming, but it makes a lot of sense. So you definitely want to look into it.
Yeah, definitely well worth it. Joe, appreciate you this morning. Thanks for calling in.
My pleasure, Blake. Take care. Good to see you.
All right, good to see you too. If you want the latest financial news and market updates, of course, a reminder to get Joe's newsletter, Financial Vitals. And for more information on this topic, just head on over to the Aging in Style page on our website, WNEN.com.